but I think she crossed the line. And I'm ready for the ride, I'm ready if it's fighting time. What's she gonna look like with a chimney on her? What's she gonna look like with a chimney on her? What's she gonna look like with a chimney on her?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TLC Tables, Ladders and Chairs 2, live from San Jose, California. What a match card we have for you tonight. A week ago we had Survivor Series, and now we're already at TLC. We open with the IWGP US title ladder match, y'all.
The following contest is a ladder match and is for the International Wrestling Grand Prix United States Championship.
Daniel Bryan coming out right now. These two had a regular singles match. It was a freaking banger, actually, at Hell in a Cell 2. That was an amazing match. Now, this time, add ladders to that, and you have a recipe for epicness. I am so excited to see Daniel Bryan challenge John Cena for the IWGP United States Championship in a ladder match. This is going to be incredible. Just the first of 12 matches here tonight for TLC 2. Last year's TLC pay-per-view was actually a SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. And Seth Rollins successfully defended, when he was, at the time, the Universal Champion. He successfully defended the Universal Championship against Baron Blade in a really amazing TLC match. They fought all over the place. It was so much fun. And Seth Rollins has another match here tonight, completely different from that match, and it's definitely not the main event. He faces Mankind yet again in a regular singles match, a rematch from Evolution. But anyway, back to this match. John Felix Anthony Cena, the IWGP United States Champion, in his second reign. His championship is hung 20 feet high, of course. Defending the United States Championship yet again, he defeated Marc Sanders on the final Raw before Starrcade earlier, not too long ago actually. And that was a great match. But John Cena defeated Marc Sanders to win his second US title. And John Cena has been champion ever since then. This is just greatness, man. This is great. It's had an amazing reign. I'm sure he'll continue to have an amazing reign if he were to succeed in defending it tonight, of course. He is facing Daniel Bryan, of course. They had an amazing match at Hell in a Cell 2, like I said. And John Cena looking great as always. This is a ladder match. Remember that, folks. Ladder match. And the crowd is awesome. The crowd are cheering John Cena, who, as we all know, is the greatest pro wrestler of all time. The current IWGP United States Champion in his second reign. The bell rings. This match is underway. Daniel Bryan with a kick right off the bat, not giving Cena a chance, who gives Daniel Bryan a big ass drop kick out of nowhere. Bryan counters Cena's attempted Irish whip. Bryan looking to suplex Cena back in the ring, but Cena does that to him. And Cena runs to the top rope now. On the top rope, Cena, big ass leg drop to Bryan. And Cena picking up Bryan, punching him out. And Cena striking away at the American Dragon. And Cena Irish whip to Bryan. And grabs him for a big ass powerbomb. We don't see this very often from John Cena. And Cena neck breaker to Bryan, and it connects. And Cena with the first drop. Cena has this match in his control. Well, maybe I spoke too soon, telling Bryan he can't see him. And Bryan with a neck break of his own to the United States Champion. Our opening match here, folks. Kind of amazing to see someone as huge of a star as John Cena in the opening match, I know. But, you know what? It's still awesome. You know, we are honored to have the greatest pro wrestler of all time on the show. Cena with the drop down. And Bryan, DDT, no Cena counters. Oh my gosh, nice from Cena. Picking up Bryan again. Irish whip into the bottom left corner. Cena. What is Cena doing? Oh my gosh. We literally just started this match. And Cena already going for the Super AA to Bryan, and it hurts. Oh my gosh. The crowd chanting for the greatest pro wrestler of all time. That puts a smile on my face. It brings me joy, actually. It brings my heart. It really... I love it, man. I love it. And Cena picking up Bryan. And Cena... What does Cena have in mind? Cena... Oh my gosh. AA is trying to go for it again, but Bryan's getting out of it. And Bryan tried to go for a low blow, but Cena... Oh my gosh. Bryan missed that. Landed badly on the frickin' ladder. Cena... Oh my gosh, AA again! On the ladder! Cena to the top rope! And Cena taunting Bryan. Oh my gosh! On the ladder! Cena. What is he doing with that ladder? I guess he wants to end this early. Waking up Bryan. Cena climbs to the top. Cena has his hands on his United States Championship. Can he unhook it in time? Now Bryan has sprinted to the top rope. To the top of the ladder, facing Cena. These two back and forth on the top of the ladder. Who will prevail? Cena Bryan. Cena, oh my gosh! AA from on top of the ladder! Oh my gosh! This is insane! You're right. Absolutely, this is awesome. Somehow Bryan's still up. You're a madman, Bryan. And Bryan's to the top of the ladder again. Cena somehow up on his... Oh, and Cena purposefully placing the ladder on there. That's petty as heck, and he power bombs Bryan on the ladder. And Bryan, Cena, you can't see him, Bryan. Oh my gosh. And Bryan has told us it is his dream to become IWGP United States Champion. He'll have to go through the greatest pro wrestler of all time, John Cena, first though, and another power bomb onto the ladder. Oh my gosh, Cena again, preparing for the AA. On Bryan, on the ladder again. What does Cena want to do now? He's absolutely pulverized Bryan. Bryan is still somehow in this. This man, I don't think is human, bro. Cena to the top rope. And Cena cross-body to Bryan. Man, time flying by, ain't it? We're already 15 minutes into this pay-per-view. And Cena, what's Cena doing? Grabbing the ladder, taking it somewhere out of Bryan's reach, perhaps. All the way out, I see. And walking all the way back out. There's still another ladder there, Cena. I'm sure he's well aware of that. He could be going to grab that other ladder and move that away too. Making sure Bryan has no access to any ladder of any kind. I'm still cracking up thinking about how he purposely placed the ladder underneath Bryan when Bryan was hanging off the title. That was funny. And that's exactly how I was right. Cena was, was coming back to do the same thing to the ladder. Bryan is not happy with that. Bryan sprinting over to Cena, catching his breath. Bryan is. And you can't see him, Bryan. And Cena, nice shoulder block to Bryan, who responds unkindly to the greatest pro wrestler of all time. Bryan grabbing the ladder. Cena does not like that at all. And Cena and Bryan's back up. Cena says going backstage. Bryan follows. And now these two are backstage. Soundproof backstage, y'all. You cannot hear the crowd at all. I know it might be a bit creepy, but that's just how this is. Bryan, Cena, oh my gosh. This is still a ladder match, y'all. It can only end whoever grabs the title from on top. Cena power bombing Bryan through that table backstage. Oh my gosh. And Cena with the chair to Bryan. This is not a TLC match. This is a regular old ladder match, but still, by technicality, no DQ, so might as well, if you want to use frickin' chairs and tables and garbage cans if you want. Bryan counters. See the TV right there showing a TLC or pay-per-view. Oh my gosh, Cena picking that thing up. And look at there, that's the ghost of the IWGP United States title that's hanging above the ring right now. Do you see it? Right in front of the thing that Cena just picked up, but Cena finally uses that tray thing on Bryan. Now Cena wanders backstage. Bryan has no choice but to follow him wherever Cena goes. Of course, we have multiple cameras backstage. There's a local competitor right there being interviewed. Another one. Who was that just ran? Bryan. This is a lot like Rollins versus Baron Blade from last year. How they just fought all over the place, and Cena taunting Bryan when they're not even in view of each other. But they're about to be, as Cena flexes in front of his opponent. Bryan moving over to Cena. Bryan counters Cena. Nice elbow from Cena to Daniel Bryan. Cena, oh my gosh, is he gonna do what he was doing before again? I think so. Powerbomb through another table. Cena picking up Bryan. These two just won't stop fighting. And Cena, oh my gosh, right into that wall. Backstage at TLC. Who would have thought we would see this? Fire extinguisher that has nothing to do with letters. Spraying Bryan with the fire extinguisher. Again. A third time. And a fourth. I was about to say a fourth time, but it's out. It is out. Cena picking up Bryan. Just tossing him everywhere. As these two fight everywhere. And Bryan picking up Cena, but Cena gets out of a Russian leg sweep on solid concrete. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Cena. Bryan's knee on the concrete. Oh my gosh. Now Cena Irish whipping Bryan. Cena has something in mind for Bryan. Oh my, 5 minutes carry on the concrete. Beautiful concrete though. For reals. Just tossing Bryan all over the place. Cars backstage. Hey, that's my car right there. To John's right. Better not do anything to my car, buddy. John, I love you. You're the greatest pro wrestler of all time, but please don't do nothing to my car, Cena charging at Bryan, who counters. Quick reflexes from Bryan. And Cena. Oh, Bryan with that freaking knee. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say about that except for, oh my gosh, like I did before. Cena picking up Bryan again. Onto the car. And, getting tossed onto a cart is no fun, bruh. Nice flurry of counters by Bryan. Knocking down Cena. See the four horsewomen on that truck and the artwork on that truck. Amazingly enough, they also, all four of those, have a match against each other later tonight in a 4-way to become the new #1 contenders for the Divas title. How awesome is that? That's just incredible. incredible coincidence. Bryan, oh my gosh. Cena still relentless. Man, I already forgot that this was a ladder match. Oh no, Cena! Oh my gosh. Bryan, oh my gosh, you're gonna kill Bryan. I don't blame you, but... And Cena... Oh my gosh, Bryan counters. Cena just relentless, tossing Bryan on the car again. And Cena to Bryan on the car. To Bryan on the car. Striking Bryan on the car. Lifting him up for an AA on the hood of the limousine. Forgot to say it wasn't just any cut type of car. It was a frickin' limousine, mate. Cena, what is Cena going now? So weird not hearing the crowd. I don't know why we can't hear the crowd. Oh yeah, I said it right. Yeah, it was because it was a soundproof backstage area. That's why we can't hear the crowd. Cena taunting Bryan still, even when they're not even in view of each other. We're already 25 minutes into this pay-per-view. This match is so good. Such a unique, probably the most unique ladder match ever. In real life or in universe mode. And Bryan, he can sense with the Force where John Cena is. That's why he knows where to find him. And Cena taunting Bryan. They are in view of each other. And Cena sprinting towards Bryan. Oh my gosh, knocked into the freaking... And Cena again! Cena tossing Bryan onto that freaking box, and Cena, oh my gosh, and Cena again. Bryan counters this time. Cena wants to put Bryan through that table. I just know it. Bryan doesn't want that to happen, but Cena does. So Cena, being the greatest pro wrestler of all time, will make it happen, and he's about to, and he does! Oh my goodness. Cena, oh my gosh, Cena on the concrete, Bryan's knee again. Cena taking a little rest. I do not blame him one bit. Like, that man needs that rest. That man's gonna need that rest, bro. Oh my gosh. Cena is... If this was a Force Count Anywhere match, this would have been over long ago. And Cena with another fire extinguisher. Just like the first one he used a little bit early in this match. Looked like he was changing his mind. And now that fire extinguisher's out. God forbid a fire happens at the arena tonight. Here in San Jose, California. Cena with the garbage can to Bryan. Did you hear the way that freaking garbage can, like, it was like... Cena again. Cena, oh my gosh. I think he was aiming for the garbage can, but he's like, oh well. Since it didn't. Now Cena hungry? Does Cena want some food or something? Plenty of food there, some coffee. I wouldn't recommend, like, making a meal during a pro wrestling match, but, YOLO, you only live once. Do whatever you want, whatever suits you, bro. Cena still taunting Bryan, even when out of view. Bryan senses Cena with the force. Cena tossing shit at Bryan. And Cena, oh man. And Cena just tossing stuff at Bryan. And Cena finally hit Bryan with something. And Cena, Bryan striking Cena. I love this single camera shot, by the way. I love this. And Bryan using pro wrestling moves backstage. And Cena tosses Bryan onto that table. This is just the opening match, ladies and gentlemen. This is the opening match. And Cena tossing stuff at Bryan still. On Bryan with a nice German suplex to Cena. On the outside. Why am I saying on the outside? I mean, technically, yes, they're on the outside, but they're backstage also. Hair and makeup lady, or costume designer lady. Cena scared her off. These two are still backstage. This match can only end. Whoever grabs that title from on top of the rubber. Cena again to Bryan and the brick wall. That is just crazy, bro. We are 30 minutes, 30 seconds into this pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. And this is still just our opening match. Cena to Bryan. Cena. Oh my gosh, nice drop kick to Bryan from Cena. John Cena just grabbing that chair. In case for Bryan who wants to follow him and all that. Bryan chasing after Cena, who whacks him in the head with that red chair. And Cena opening the boss's office. Royal Rumble, that's our next preview after that. You see that poster for Royal Rumble? Yeah. In the boss's office. I wouldn't be there without you. In fact, the camera probably can't show him, but the boss is probably there right now. I told you, you see him right there. But Cena wants to powerbomb Bryan onto the boss's table. Desk, I should say. And Cena. See him? Yeah, there he is. And Cena. Oh my gosh, you see the cut on Bryan's head? Oh my gosh. Cena's just tossing Bryan around, drop kicking an office. Who has heard of that? A drop kick in an office. For real. Cena. Is Cena finally making his way into a locker room? I guess he just wants to see what he can do in there, even though he was there early tonight. So quiet, isn't it? Now Bryan, sensing John Cena with the force, John grabs that red chair to prepare for Bryan. Bryan Cena finally, I think, finally going back to the arena to finish this match. Cena awaits Bryan, kind of. And there's Bryan in Cena's view. Bryan charging towards Cena, who greets him with a frickin' chair shot to the head. The Daniel Bryan not taking that line down, you know what I mean? And Cena moves to the arena. Back to the arena. Different part of the arena, and here we are. We can finally hear the crowd again. Bryan and Cena are back, yo. We spent so much of this match with them backstage, bro. It's so weird to finally see them again, you know what I mean? In the flesh here where they should be, you know? They've done crazy stuff backstage as well as here. Oh my gosh, throwback over there, John. That is crazy. And Cena with Bryan's knees once again. And Cena and Bryan move on to the stage now. Nice running clothesline from Bryan, who's running after Bryan. Cena, you better get up. Bryan's going after the frickin' titles. And by the way, WWE staff have put the ladders back where they're supposed to be. Yeah, forgot to mention that, yo. But Bryan, Cena, you better get up. Bryan is going after your championship. And Cena sprints. Bryan is aware of Cena. And Cena with the big ass frickin' shoulder block to Bryan. Now Cena with the ladder that Bryan set up. Cena gets rid of it. He gets rid of that ladder. And brings in just another ladder. And Bryan's back in the ring. Oh my gosh! Jesus, Cena. Bryan, a history of neck injuries and concussions. Cena will just wreck this mother lover. He's doing that proudly. And Cena with just more and more ladders. Oh my gosh. And Cena with two of the ladders in the ring. You have to wonder what Cena has in mind. Oh, Bryan. Oh my gosh. Bryan. Running to the ropes. Bryan is. And Cena counters. You thought you had him, didn't you, Bryan? You did not. Oh my gosh. Cena. Oh my gosh. Cena. Oh my gosh. How long is this freaking match gone, mate? And Cena. Oh my gosh. Cena, oh my gosh, you're going for it again onto the frickin' ladders. This is insanity, mate. Cena. Oh my gosh. The back of Bryan's neck that has had countless surgeries hits that ladder edge. The edge of that ladder. And Cena puts Bryan on the ladder bridge that he set up just now. And Cena, not wasting no time, elbows Bryan through that ladder bridge. And Cena Bryan's getting up. Will Cena retrieve his title in time for Bryan can get up? And Cena, he does just that. Cena retains. What a match. And that was just the opener. Congratulations, big match, John. You have retained the US title. And now, for the 4 horsewomen fatal 4-way #1 contenders for the Divas Championship match that I was talking about during the opener when Bryan and Cena were backstage, and we saw the truck with all 4 competitors in this match over there. 40 minutes into this pay-per-view now, which is unbelievable, and this is only the second match. Here comes Sasha Banks, who of course made her recent return debut. She first appeared at Survivor Series, attacking Lacey Evans after her loss to Asuka. That was just a week ago. 2 nights ago on SmackDown, Sasha Banks fought and defeated former Divas champion Alexa Bliss. That was all good. That was actually pretty dominant, actually, And we were like, no, you're not just gonna get handed a match, so you gotta earn it. So this 4-way was made official. And here comes Charlotte Flair, the second of the 4 horsewomen, of course. Charlotte Flair herself, a former Divas champion. She was Divas champion from SummerSlam all the way up to Hell in a Cell 2. And Natalya shockingly defeated Charlotte Flair to win the Divas title, and then Lacey Evans shockingly defeated Natalya to win the Divas title. It's all good, But here comes Charlotte Flair. She's in the ring now, daughter of wrestling legend Ric Flair, of course. But here comes Bayley, a former Divas champion herself. I believe it was last year that Bayley attempted to win the Divas Championship at TLC last year, which she was unsuccessful against Maurice, of course. And that was a tables match. That was a pretty fun match too, and the ending came out of nowhere, which made it even more fun, to be honest. But here comes Bayley. And, of course, to be fair, all the attention is really on Sasha Banks right now. Being that she debuted a week ago, let's be real. No bullshit. But, Bayley's here. And, I have no doubt Bayley would love to be a 2-time Divas champion. This is not a Divas Championship match, though. This is a match to earn a Divas Championship opportunity. And here comes Becky Lynch. We haven't seen Becky Lynch in forever. Then again, we haven't really seen Bayley in forever on her own, and they were kind of feuding with Miss Money in the Bank, Dakota Kai. And bro, I just realized Agent Simpson doesn't have a match That's weird. I don't think he does, at least. Wow, no Agent Simpson on this show. That's shocking. It's all good though. I mean, Agent Simpson, I'm sure isn't losing any sleep over this. It's all good. Remember, we got a huge main event. We've been talking about it for what feels like forever now, but the inaugural Raw Tag Team Champions will finally be decided tonight. We've been talking about it since before SummerSlam, and that was freaking ages ago, man. So, and that will be the WWE Champion Marc Sanders teaming up with his best friend Bishop Wilson to take on the contenders, the number one contenders, Red Dragon, of course. And, yep. And now this match again begins. Sasha, right off the bat with a roll-up on Bayley. Rope break saves Bayley and tries it again with Becky Lynch. Rope break saves Becky Lynch this time, though. And tries it once again with Bayley. And Bayley counters into a pin of her own, and Charlotte breaks it up. And Sasha Banks Russian leg sweep to Bayley. What the heck did Becky Lynch just do to Charlotte? But whatever. Oh my gosh, that is so cool! From Sasha to Becky, and does it to Bayley. And Sasha Banks going to the top rope now, kicking Charlotte Flair right from behind. And now Coronado with Bayley, and Bayley's countering. We're officially 45 minutes into this pay-per-view, y'all, which is weird to say, I know. And Sasha Banks, neck breaker to Bayley. Nice, beautiful arm drag from Becky Lynch to Charlotte Flair. Nice dropkick from Becky Lynch as well. Becky Lynch, sleeper hold attempt on Bayley. But Sasha, of course, broke it up, and Charlotte back in the ring. Sasha, though. Sasha, nice swinging neck breaker. And Bayley sent to the outside by Becky Lynch. Charlotte gets out of their hold by Sasha Banks. Whoa. And Sasha Banks. Beautiful. I don't know what to call that move, but that was beautiful, man. Bayley and Becky Lynch fighting on the outside. Sasha and Charlotte on the inside. Sasha Banks, this is how she defeated Alexa Bliss. It's only a 1 count. Charlotte Flair kicks out. Bayley, Sasha Banks, the bank statement on Bayley. Can she get Bayley to submit? Oh, Bayley, cover up. And Sasha kicks out. But Becky Lynch quickly taking advantage. But Sasha out of it already. And Becky Lynch taking out Sasha Banks. And Sasha's the only one standing in the ring. Guess she's waiting for someone to come in, and Charlotte Flair answers her call. And Charlotte picking up Sasha. And nice, beautiful counter drop to hold from Sasha Banks. And Sasha Banks again. Awesomeness. Will it be it for Charlotte? 1, 2. Charlotte still kicks out. That must be frustrating for frickin' Sasha Banks, man. And Sasha Banks, bank statement on Bayley again. But the rope break saves Bayley. Sasha, though, taking out Becky Lynch just like that. Charlotte Flair back to her feet. And a nice bulldog, two-handed bulldog from Sasha. Going to cover Bayley, looks to be out. From the bank statement, 1, 2, 3. Sasha Banks wins. Sasha Banks is the new #1 contender to the Divas Championship. Congratulations, Sasha Banks came and is so far doing exactly what she said she wanted to do, so congrats.
The following contest is a tables match. It is for the WWE Divas Championship.
Divas title tables match, y'all. Here comes Natalya looking to reclaim the Divas Championship that she lost from Lacey Evans. Oh my gosh, here comes Lacey Evans from behind. Natalya, watch out, you dumb bitch. Lacey Evans already has an advantage right here. The Divas champion, Lacey Evans. Last year, it was Maurice versus Bayley in a tables match for the Divas title. This year, it's Lacey Evans versus Natalya for the Divas title. Lacey Evans blowing a kiss to Natalya, who gets back in the ring before Lacey can do something. Now Lacey Evans this time, oh my gosh, doesn't quite break her through the table though. She crashed on the table, but that's not the same, yo. And Lacey Evans propping that table in the corner. It's all wobbly because, Natalya interrupted her trying to do that. And Lacey Evans places it there properly. Lacey Evans tossing Natalya into that table. Wants to end this real quick. Natalya bouncing off like the Fiend at Hell in a Cell 2. When Sanders tossed the Fiend into that ladder. And Lacey Evans, no, Natalya, just like in a quick flash, Natalya could win back the Divas title. Lacey Evans chopping Natalya with her prepped up on the table. Lacey Evans taunting the crowd as well as Natalya herself. And Lacey Evans, woman's right to Natalya. Picking her up and tossing her into the frickin' table again. And another chop on the table to Natalya. Oh my gosh, a second woman's right. This is how she won the Divas title. Or she just did her finisher, the woman's right, a whole bunch of times. And that won't necessarily work here because it's a tables match, of course. Whoever wins this match will have to wrestle Sasha Banks on SmackDown. The next episode of SmackDown 5 nights from now. Will it be Natalya or Lacey Evans? Lacey Evans with a suplex to the former Divas champion Natalya. This is Lacey Evans' first Divas title defense, of course. Oh my gosh. Right on her frickin' neck, mate. Lacey Evans. Natalya on whacking Natalya's frickin' face on the table. Now Natalya prepped up on the table by Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans heading to the top rope now. This could be over just like that. Lacey Evans moonsault through Natalya through the table. Lacey Evans retains the Divas Championship just like that. That was fun. A fun and a good, quick first Divas Championship defense for the sassy Southern Belle. Congratulations, Lacey Evans. Now, Sasha Banks. Focus on Sasha Banks now, Lacey Evans, because she wants that title. But congrats on retaining here tonight, Lacey. Congrats. Oh, this one. These two fought on SmackDown. Rusev with his new theme song that premiered on SmackDown. This match happened on SmackDown as well, but it didn't have the stipulation that this one here does. Max Thompson now on SmackDown. Rusev facing Max Thompson. The winner of this match will become the number 27 spot in the Royal Rumble match, which is just a week from now. That's insane, man. But Rusev recently made his return himself, former World Tag Team Champion, as part of Yes Day with Daniel Bryan, even though the World Tag Team Championship is a defunct title, and is replaced by the Raw Tag Team Championship, which debuts tonight, finally. And here comes Max Thompson. Rusev already in the ring. Rusev tapped out Thompson 2 nights ago on SmackDown in a regular match, and now here Rusev knows he can beat Max. Max Thompson in the ring now. And, yeah. The crowd cheering for Rusev. Rusev, Thompson trying to choke slam Rusev, but Rusev, just like that, accolade on Max Thompson just like 2 nights ago on SmackDown, and Thompson immediately taps out just like on SmackDown. Rusev has the number 27 entry spot in the Royal Rumble, y'all. Number 27 is considered extremely lucky for the Royal Rumble. Rusev is in the Royal Rumble match. Number 27, the second ever Royal Rumble match. Last year, Bishop Wilson won it. Can Rusev win it this year? Congrats, Rusev. And another Evolution rematch here, y'all. I say that as if another previous match has been an Evolution rematch. I can't count right now, but here comes Seth Rollins, who's set to wrestle Mankind tonight, right here, right now. Seth Rollins taking out Mick Foley. And Seth Rollins to Foley on the outside. V-trigger incoming, just like that. Rollins picking up Foley. Mankind hasn't even had the chance to take his jacket off, mate. And Rollins tosses Mankind back in the ring. Seth Rollins, just like that. Rollins main evented last year's TLC, successfully defending the Universal title against Baron Blade in a TLC match this year. He faces Mankind, another V-trigger, this time in the ring, y'all. Rollins is on fire right now. Rollins, curb stomp, and it hits. Rollins, just like that. 1, 2, 3. Easy win. Rollins 2-0 at the TLC pay-per-view, lost their main eventing this year regular match against Mankind. And Rollins is victorious. Congratulations, Rollins. Congrats, man. And now we are approaching a full hour into this pay-per-view, y'all. Triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And here comes the phenomenal AJ Styles, looking like the Wendy's girl. Straight pride colors, my man. This is a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. This should be a dang good match. Shinsuke Nakamura, the Intercontinental Champion, of course, in his second reign. And AJ Styles, a former Intercontinental Champion himself. And Samoa Joe, who hasn't had any luck with that title, sadly. He's fought so many times for the Intercontinental Championship, but every single time, Nakamura wins. Nakamura retains. Joe and Nakamura fought inside Hell in a Cell against each other. They fought in a 60-minute Iron Man match against each other. Samoa Joe missed out on Survivor Series despite two back-to-back incredible performances on SmackDown, and we are officially 1 full hour into TLC 2, y'all. That is crazy. Time flies. Here comes Samoa Joe, who I was just talking about, y'all. Joe. Samoa Joe has challenged so many times for the Intercontinental Championship, of course. All of them against Rollins. I mean, not Rollins, Nakamura, sorry. I don't know why I said Rollins, because Rollins just fought Mankind just now. But Joe in the ring now. He is, right? Yep, Joe's in the ring. That leaves just the Intercontinental Champion in his second reign, of course, Shinsuke Nakamura, who won his second Intercontinental Championship at Night of Champions in a triple threat against Andrade and then champion Lio Rush. And here comes Nakamura, that beautiful white classic Intercontinental title around his waist. Nakamura is here to defend against Joe and Styles, both of whom he's defeated several times before. Nakamura represented SmackDown at Survivor Series a week ago, of course, in a losing effort to the greatest pro wrestler of all time, John Cena, in a SummerSlam rematch at Survivor Series. So they fought at 2 Big 4 pay-per-views, which is amazing. But now Nakamura's in the ring. And this is for the Intercontinental Championship. The referee holding it high. This has been such a fun pay-per-view lately. Man, incredible opener. And just fun matches all around. Not the longest match, but Joe going straight for the champion. Nakamura dodges. Styles lands a nice Pele kick on the champion. Samoa Joe who fought AJ Styles on the second to last episode of SmackDown in a great match. Styles won to become the final member of Team SmackDown. And this is probably why they earned this match here. That, you know, their great match on SmackDown. Joe and Nakamura. Nakamura to Joe on the freaking ropes, man. And Nakamura back suplex to Styles. Samoa Joe. Nakamura picking up Joe. Oh my gosh. Nakamura taking out Joe with his own knee. Styles. Nakamura picking up Styles. Nakamura has defeated Styles for the Intercontinental Championship before. And that was at SummerSlam. And Nakamura holding his own quite well against these two. Both of them clearly out to get him. And Nakamura. And Nakamura to Joe. AJ Styles tossing Nakamura, who counters with a beautiful arm drag. But AJ Styles, though, we're now 65 minutes into this pay-per-view. Can Styles win the Intercontinental Championship? No, one count. Nakamura kicked the referee. That wasn't quite necessary anymore, mate. Oh, and snapping Joe's neck, bro. Or twisting Joe's neck, I should say. Nakamura already wants to hit a Sasha on Joe, which I think it's too early, but I understand Nakamura wants to get this over with. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Joe kicks out. Oh my gosh, he just made Nakamura just kneed the referee in the face. Made him bleed. Nakamura now to Styles. Beautiful move into a pinning cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The referee is down though. Oh, so even though he would have successfully pinned Styles 5 times, you know, if you do the math, the referee was down. And Styles and Joe both want a piece of Nakamura. Nicely done, Naka. And oh my gosh, nice counter. And Shinsuke chopping Joe. And Shinsuke exploder suplex on Samoa Joe. And Styles takes out the Intercontinental Champion. Looking to steal the victory. 1. It's only a 1 count when Styles tried to pin Joe. I have no doubt Styles wants to be Intercontinental Champion again. I mean, why wouldn't you want to be a champion? Joe and Styles fighting on the outside now. Nakamura joins them. Nakamura. And Styles with a Rainmaker on Nakamura, mate. Nakamura just counting whatever Styles wants to throw at him on the outside. Now Nakamura is Joe Auto himself. Punching him out in the corner. And Nakamura, Styles running Sasha, blocked by Styles. Oh my gosh, tossing the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura into the freaking barricade. Naka's not having that. Joe now. Float over DDT to Samoa Joe from Nakamura. And Naka just tossing AJ around. Dragging AJ's carcass. Picking AJ up. Samoa Joe cannot win the title if there's no one in the ring. And Joe catches up with Naka and AJ. Only to be rejected, tossed back by Naka. Naka just tossing Styles all over the place, mate. And Styles grabbing Nakamura, but Shinsuke Nakamura, he don't want that. He don't want none, Styles. Like your theme song. 69 nice minutes into this pay-per-view now. And these three are fighting in the stage area. How cool is that? Joe with the suplex on the stage to AJ Styles. Nakamura back to his feet. Styles grabs Joe. Naka breaks that up. We are now 17 minutes into this pay-per-view, y'all. AJ Styles with a freaking neck breaker. And oh my gosh, Shinsuke exploder suplex to Styles on the freaking ramp, mate. And Naka, Joe's waking up. Oh my gosh. Naka single-handedly busts open Joe, Styles, and the referee somehow. And now Nakamura believes that Samoa Joe can be pinned after that running Kinsashi just did. He saw that Styles got up. He wants to make sure Styles don't try nothing. Trying to knock down Styles, you know, so we could retain in peace. Naka just tossing Styles, man. Shinsuke Nakamura just slowly dragging Samoa Joe. And Joe counters. But Joe doesn't want to try and... Oh, yes, he does, I suppose. I was going to say try to beat frickin' Naka or something. Styles back in the ring now. And a nice neck breaker to Joe. He rolls to the outside. Naka was ready for Styles there. And Nakamura, desperate roll up on Styles. 1, 2. Styles kicks out 72 minutes into this pay-per-view. Naka taking down Styles. And Shinsuke Nakamura, middle rope. Does he have something in mind, perhaps? Maybe he's waiting for Joe to come back in the ring. And Nakamura, drop kick to Joe from the middle rope. Nicely done. And Nakamura, exploder suplex again to Joe. Nakamura seems to have this match in control, mate. And Shinsuke Nakamura looking at Kinsashi. Joe's face off. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Joe kicks out. 73 minutes into this pay-per-view from the Kinsashi. Naka with the float over DDT countered by Styles, who toes lines Naka to the outside. AJ Styles now. Joe counters. Styles counters. Samoa Joe, though, takes down Styles. So Shinsuke Nakamura doesn't have no energy to stop any of this right now. And Samoa Joe. Conquista. Oh, I thought he was going for the Conquista clutch. Naka taking out the ref. No disqualifications in a triple threat, so it's all legal. I mean, you can't get away with hitting referees a bunch of times. Joe with the cover now. Referee is down and out, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could have pinned him twice. Naka does need a rest, it seems, though. As Joe and AJ have it to themselves inside the ring. AJ counters Joe. Triple threat for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, ladies and gentlemen, and AJ Styles. AJ Styles. Is he going for the Styles Clash on Samoa Joe? He is. Nakamura. Styles goes for the pin. Nakamura breaks it up. Shinsuke stealing the win, pinning Samoa Joe in a 3. Nakamura once again retains the WWE Intercontinental Championship. The reign continues, y'all. We are 75 minutes into this pay-per-view, and Shinsuke Nakamura retains the Intercontinental Championship. Congratulations, Shinsuke Nakamura. And up next, we have yet another rematch of Evolution. Roman Reigns versus Otis. There's a stipulation this time to Reigns versus Otis this time. If Otis loses to Reigns, he will have to be Roman Reigns' manager from this point on. So what do you think of that? That's something, isn't it? Roman Reigns, former World Tag Team Champion. He did have a reputation for having never gotten pinned or submitted for a year. That was until he challenged Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania this year in a losing effort. It was an amazing match, though, but ultimately Rollins won that match, retained the Universal Championship, and went on to keep that title all the way till Starrcade, where Bobby Lashley was the one to finally defeat Rollins for the title. Bobby Lashley is in tonight's Universal Championship TLC match. However, he's not the champion because Hulk Hogan defeated him 9 days ago for the title. And that match used a lot of weapons indirectly. So, even though if Hulk Hogan had used like the ladder that he brought into that match offensively, then he would have gotten DQ'd. You know, he wouldn't have been able to win the title. But now, since that was all in that match, you know, it makes perfect sense, I reckon, to have Bobby Lashley's rematch clause be a TLC match. And now that Reigns is in the ring, here comes Otis. Otis had a great match against Mitch Bennett to open up Survivor Series a week ago to get his first win here in WWE. Otis made his WWE debut at the Evolution pay-per-view against Roman Reigns. He lost, but it was an incredible effort. But now, if he loses this time, he'll have to accompany Reigns. He'll have to be Reigns' manager. And, you know, that doesn't sound like a bad thing at all. Like, we say that like it would be a bad thing. It really isn't. What's wrong with being someone's manager? It's not like Reigns doesn't respect Otis. I mean, he really impressed Roman Reigns at Evolution, actually. This match begins. Reigns, Otis. Reigns right off the bat with a roll-up. 1. We are 78 minutes into this pay-per-view, y'all. Reigns ooh-ahing Otis. Reigns, Michinoku driver goes for the cover. Wow, oh my gosh, the referee barely moved his hand. And Reigns, reverse DDT neck breaker or back breaker, whatever the hell you call that, to Otis. Otis kicks out immediately at 1. Reigns wrenching the neck of Otis. Their match at Evolution was a surprise banger. I don't think anyone expected that match to be as good as it was. Reigns and Otis wrestle yet again. Reigns would love the services of Otis as his manager. And Reigns just beating on Otis right now. And Otis, I don't think Reigns saw that coming. And Reigns, nicely done. Reigns picking up Otis. Punching him. And Reigns going for a tornado DDT on Otis. Beautiful. Reigns last year actually wrestled Dolph Ziggler here at TLC. I honestly forgot about that. But I don't even remember how that match was. I just remember they wrestled at TLC last year. That was bloody forever ago. And Reigns, sleeper hold on Otis. Can Otis get out of this? Reigns has the sleeper hold locked in. All real tight it seems, but Otis manages to escape. Nicely done. And Otis reigns. We are 80 minutes, 1 hour, 20 minutes into this pay-per-view, y'all. Reigns versus Otis. I believe the 7th match of this pay-per-view. And it is the 7th match. Otis with a comeback. Bet you didn't see that coming. Reigns, but he saw it coming that time. Reigns berating Otis, who freaking knocks him down with a clothesline. You did not see that coming, did you, Reigns? And Otis looking to do that freaking spine bust he did to Mitch Bennett at Survivor Series, but Reigns out of nowhere gets out of it, hits a spear on Otis, who didn't see it coming. 3, just like that. Oh my gosh. Otis is now the manager of Roman Reigns. Who would have thought, huh? Alright, anyway, congratulations, Reigns. That wasn't anywhere near as long as y'all's Evolution match, but, you know, you surprised Otis here, so congrats. And now, the Street Profits, despite being Raw wrestlers, have a Tag Team Championship match opportunity against the WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos. The Usos haven't defended those titles in freaking forever, man. Like, they haven't defended it since freaking Starrcade, I think. But here come the Street Profits. They've challenged for tag titles countless times. And here comes the Usos from behind. I know we've seen a lot of that tonight, but whatever. Oh my gosh, and Jay takes out Montez Ford, I think. And Jimmy taking care of Angelo Dawkins. This match has yet to officially start, y'all. Oh my gosh. Nice running bulldog from Montez Ford on the stage. Here at tables, ladders, and chairs to the pay-per-view. You know what's incredible? Last year at TLC, the Usos won their first Tag Team Championship. And here they are defending again in their second reign. And Jay looking to kick Montez Ford's face off. Jay in the ring now. Angelo Dawkins. This match officially begins. And Jay Uso with, oh my gosh, super kick to Angelo Dawkins. The Usos have this match in control. Oh, nice kick from Jay. Goes for the cover. 1. I'm a little bit surprised too that Angelo kicked out just like that. And the count of 1. And Jay taking out Montez Ford. And Jay looking to superplex Angelo Dawkins to the outside. When's the last time we saw a friggin' superplex to the outside? Oh my gosh! You're dang right, this is awesome, y'all. The crowd chanting, this is awesome. I agree. Will this be it for the Street Profits? Jay. Oh my gosh, I thought that was it. I won't lie. Look at the disbelief on Jay's face. Angelo Dawkins showing uncommon resilience here, actually. Nice takedown from Angelo Dawkins. Angelo Dawkins with a frickin' punch. Fist drop to Jey Uso. Nice from Angelo Dawkins. And Jey Uso, beautiful back suplex to Angelo Dawkins. Jey Uso tagging in Jimmy now. 85 minutes in this pay-per-view. 1 hour, 25 minutes in this pay-per-view. Jimmy Uso. Angelo Dawkins has yet to make a tag to Montez Ford. Now Jimmy Uso's in the ring. And Jimmy. Oh my gosh, nice. And Jimmy Uso. Oh my gosh. Going for Uso crazy. Oh my gosh. What a fun match, man. And awesome how this is a WWE Tag Team Championship match, because later tonight, in fact it's our main event, of course, Marc Sanders and Bishop Wilson face the #1 contenders to the Raw Tag Team Championship, Red Dragon, to determine the first ever Raw Tag Team Champions. We've been talking about it for months for this specific pay-per-view, so it only makes sense that it main events, honestly. Marc Sanders taking a well-deserved break from defending the WWE Championship. Oh my gosh. Angelo, oh, nice counter from Jimmy. On another super kick. Jimmy has to take out Montez Ford, who still hasn't had an appearance in this match, who still hasn't been tagged in this match at all. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Dawkins kicks out. I don't know how he kicked out. And Jimmy Uso grabbing Montez Ford. And Jimmy wants to get rid of Montez Ford, take him out of the equation. So he lifts him, tossing him off screen. And Jimmy just trying to make sure Montez Ford ain't gonna get involved. Angelo Dawkins has caught wind of this. And Jimmy Uso was the suplex on the ramp to Angelo Dawkins. Referee on the count of 2. It's a 20 count, y'all. And And Jey Uso is tagged back in this match. And Montez fought taken out again. And Angelo Dawkins keeps countering Jay's attempts at the super kick. He did it just twice in a row now. Angelo Dawkins. Oh my gosh. Jey Uso has the cover. 1, 2, 3. Usos retain just like that with the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up. Still WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos. Congratulations to the Usos. Dang good match, y'all. That was fun. That was a lot of fun, actually. Congratulations to the Usos on retaining the WWE Tag Team Championships in their second reign. Good job, y'all.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Raw Women's Championship.
Ronda Rousey challenging Asuka yet again. This is a SummerSlam rematch, y'all. Rousey accompanied, of course, by Shayna Baszler. Her mate, Shayna Baszler, to once again challenge Asuka. Ronda Rousey earned this opportunity simply for being the final member of Team Raw to be eliminated. I mean, from Survivor Series a week ago. Even though Team Raw still lost. And we are officially 1 hour, 30 minutes into this pay-per-view, y'all. Just 4 more matches to go. And it's been a fun ride tonight, hasn't it? And now here comes the undefeated Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow. The first and so far only women's champion in WWE history. Which is insane. Her streak is insane. Undefeated somehow still. It's always amazing to talk about, man. And just think about it. Here's Asuka and Ronda Rousey now. Asuka. Rousey doesn't want to wait till Asuka's in the ring to start this fight. Rousey on the outside. Shayna Baszler making sure to accompany her mate. Rousey. Asuka trying to grab the title, but Rousey keeps interfering. And Ronda Rousey, man. Ronda Rousey, she hasn't won a single match against Asuka. They fought in tag matches. They fought inside Hell in a Cell. But Rousey, this is just making her insane now. Superman punch to frickin' Asuka. And Asuka, Rousey again. Is this match even gonna start, man? Like, damn. Nice dropkick from the Empress. Shayna Baszler now. German suplex to the Empress of Tomorrow. Since the bell isn't rung, Rousey can't get DQ'd. Yet, of course, they'll have to wait till the match actually starts. Kairi Sane helping her mate out. Tossing Ronda Rousey. Shayna Baszler distracting Asuka. At least trying to. And Asuka grabbing her title. Taking out Shayna Baszler with the title. Boss, man. Wants to do the same to Ronda Rousey. This match finally begins for real. And Asuka wants to end it right off the bat now. Asuka locked in. But Rousey gets out of it clearly. Has a slight advantage right now, having attacked Asuka right before the match started. You know. And Asuka knocks Ronda Rousey to the outside. The undefeated first and only women's champion Asuka has fought inside the chamber, has fought in triple threat matches, has fought inside Hell in a Cell, still somehow undefeated. Asuka might need to keep her emotions in check right here. Knocking out the referee just out of pure frustration, man. And attacks Ronda Rousey with the belt. If the referee was out, if the referee was up, if the referee was awake when Asuka did that, her streak would have been over just like that. That's insane to think, isn't it? Asuka still wants to take out the referee. If the referee were to DQ Asuka, though, the streak ends just like that. So Asuka must be careful. The referee, though, I can see the referee's getting it back up. Asuka wanted to just mash that freaking belt into Ronda's skull, but of course, can't do it when the ref's looking. And Ronda Rousey now. Asuka. Rousey dodges. Oh my gosh. Asuka again taking out the ref so she can attack Ronda with the belt, mate. And Asuka finally takes Ronda out with the belt, waking up the referee. Oh, Ronda, armbar out of nowhere to the Empress of Tomorrow. Asuka, can Asuka get out of this? And almost instantly, actually, she does. We are 1 hour, 35 minutes into TLC 2, y'all. And Asuka, armbar to Ronda Rousey. And Ronda looking for Piper's Pit, I believe. Oh my gosh, onto the freaking strap of the belt. But Asuka is still in this match somehow. I don't know how, but nice counter from Asuka. And Asuka again with the armbar. But Rousey right away instantly gets out of it. I don't know how, but dang. And Asuka, flurry of kicks and strikes to Rousey, kicking her face off. Taking out the ref again. And Asuka, Rousey dodges still. Asuka rolls out, nice. Ronda, Asuka counters. Drop kick to Ronda Rousey. Still taking out the referee, so she can attack Ronda Rousey with her belt. The Women's Championship finally hits it again. Asuka immediately picking up the referee, going for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me, man. Even Asuka agrees. The way she was thinking to the ref. And Asuka, flurry of kicks, and kicks Ronda's head clean off. Goes for the cover. 98 minutes in this match. 2, 3. Asuka retains remains undefeated. However, that is without a doubt her dirtiest win to date by a landslide. It wasn't really her fault, though. I mean, she was attacked by Ronda before the match started, so that anger just would have gone through. But congratulations to Asuka. Retains, still undefeated, still the one and only women's champion, Asuka. Congratulations, Madame.
The following contest is a tables, ladders, and chairs match. It is for the WWE Universal Championship.
Now it's time for Bobby Lashley's rematch clause, y'all. 1 hour, 39 minutes into this pay-per-view, Bobby Lashley looks to regain the Universal Championship from Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan from behind. Lashley raking the back of Lashley Hogan. Tosses Lashley to the stage area. Hulk Hogan on his way backstage. Lashley follows him, and here they are backstage. Remember, just like Cena versus Bryan earlier, soundproof backstage. Hogan putting Lashley through the table just like that. And Hogan with the chair. Lashley, though. Bobby Lashley has resented Hulk Hogan for what he feels is stealing his Universal Championship from him, and we are officially 100 minutes into TLC 2, y'all. 1 hour, 40 minutes. They're already on their way to the ring. Hogan tossing Lashley to the other side. Hogan. Lashley, though, grabbing Hogan. And Hulk Hogan takes Lashley out with the clothesline. Hulk Hogan sprinting to the ring. Hogan grabbing the steps. He knows Lashley is on the horizon. Lashley kicks Hogan, making him drop the steps. Hulk Hogan, though, grabbing the steps in the ring. Lashley, though. Hulk Hogan. Scoop, slamming. Oh no, Lashley's getting out of it. Hogan, though. Hogan again picking up Lashley. Hogan, scoop, slamming Lashley onto the steps. This is a TLC match, y'all. And it is for the Universal Championship. And that's how Hogan won it on SmackDown. Hogan's infuriated. Hogan's just going God mode on Lashley. Another one. Oh my gosh. Again. Oh my gosh. 3 in a row. But Hogan, he doesn't want to show Lashley mercy. Lashley grabbing the steps now. Lashley gets his face on the ropes. And Hogan tossing Lashley out, taunting Lashley, who drops down. And Hulk Hogan picking up Lashley. And, oh my gosh, power slamming him on the freaking ladder. Lashley, like a gorilla. Lashley, Hogan suplexes Lashley on the ladder. Hulk Hogan. And again, oh, he got his arm mostly. That'll probably hurt Lashley's chances, no pun intended, of trying to do the headlock. Hogan, oh my gosh. And Hogan, Lashley counters that time. Hogan though, beautiful arm drag counter to Lashley. Hulk Hogan. Lashley though, ain't letting Hogan, left him. Hogan still has trouble. Lashley doesn't allow that. Hogan, Lashley, nice takedown. Lashley picking up the steps, tossing them, landing on that table actually. Nicely done. Lashley taken out by Hogan. And Hogan with the ladder, just swinging on Lashley. Hogan, oh my gosh. Lashley's back up somehow. Oh my gosh. And Lashley, Hulk Hogan, TLC, and Lashley, nice counter from Hogan. Nice counter from Lashley. Lashley on the outside now. Lashley looking under the ring. And we are now 1 hour 45 minutes into this pay-per-view, y'all. And Hulk Hogan. Hogan. Oh my gosh! Scoop slam on the ladder! Hogan leg drop! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Hogan! No! Diving! On the freaking ladder, you insane man! Oh my gosh! This match is awesome. Lashley, how the heck is Lashley still standing? Hogan taunting Lashley, begging for the Hulkamaniacs of the crowd to cheer him on. And Hogan tossing Lashley to the outside, and Lashley crashes through the table. Now Hogan. Let's look for something underneath the ring. What is it? A table, another table. And Hulk Hogan continuing to look under the ring for more tables. And Hogan, 3 tables in the ring. He's just putting everything in the ring, isn't he? In a chair. Hogan whacks Lashley in the freaking head with the chair. And Hogan gonna power slam Lashley on the tables. The tables that aren't even set up. 107 minutes into this pay-per-view. Oh, and Lashley, oh my gosh, right on the tables. And nice, wonderful arm drag by Hulk Hogan. Lashley, though. Nice, oh my gosh, the back of Hogan's head hitting the table and ladder. And Lashley, dark matter on the edge of the table and ladder. Oh my gosh. I think this is my match of the night. I didn't think something could top Cena Bryan, but I think it's this. This match is so epic. I love every bit of this match. This match is so much fun. I can't wait to rewatch this match again and again. In the future, when it releases on DVD, of course. Lashley getting up now. As you can see, that dark matter took something out of him, as well as Hogan, who clotheslines Lashley. Hogan again picking up Lashley. Oh my gosh, that table on top of the ladder. And Hogan, I don't think Hogan was intending for Lashley to move off of that table and ladder setup. Oh my gosh. Hogan. Again. Oh man. Hogan. Yet again. Lashley counters whatever Hogan was trying to go for. Hogan back to his feet. Hogan counters Lashley. Hogan. Oh my gosh, again. This might be the most brutal TLC match I've seen to date. I mean, this is only the second ever TLC match. You know, the first being Rollins versus Blade, but still. And Hogan. Oh my gosh. Again. Oh my gosh. It's just beautiful. Beautiful match. I absolutely adore this match with all my heart. This is Hulk Hogan's first Universal Championship defense. Easy to forget that, I know. But this match is just... chef's kiss. Love this match so much. I'm so proud of this match. This is my favorite Universal Championship match to date. Okay, I love this match so much. Hogan grabbing that spare table. Playing in the ring. Bobby Lashley's to his feet. Hogan making sure he stays down for the time being. Hogan Irish whipping Lashley into the table. And Hogan tables set up in every single corner. How awesome is that? This looks like a whole new structure, like a steel cage or something with tables. Lashley counters Hogan. And Lashley, Hogan. Lashley. And Hogan. Lashley. Oh my gosh, they fought each other and broke the table just by trying to argue over who gets to go through it. And Lashley now puts Hogan through one of the tables. But Lashley's not done. Lashley, Hogan. Oh my gosh, sparing Hogan through the table. Hogan, just like that, back to his feet. How? Hogan, Lashley. Oh wait, Lashley, oh no. Hogan making the comeback. He's Hogan up. We all know this move from Hulkster. Hogan punching Lashley. Hogan, leg drop. And hits the leg drop again. Oh, big boot the first time, not the leg drop, but Lashley. Hogan. Lashley, look how Lashley's hurt bad, man. How long is this match going? Like 10 minutes? The carnage just hasn't stopped. Lashley now. Hogan, wise move, rolling out the ring so he can get back up easier. Rakes the back of Lashley, and Hogan's tired. Oh no, he was feigning tiredness to get Lashley out. And on the unset table. Oh my gosh, did you hear that freaking crackle like when Lashley went on the table just now? And Hogan setting up a table, the last table that he set up. And Lashley, Hogan doesn't like Lashley trying to interfere with this thing. And Lashley I think Lashley was going for a lock, but Hogan got out of it. And Lashley, I think, he tried to go for it again. Hogan, atomic drop. Reverse atomic drop, I should say. Hogan's tired. Lashley's tired. This match is epic. And Hogan, 2 elbows, and oh my gosh, scraping his freaking face with your foot. Lashley and Hogan. Oh my gosh, Lashley. Oh my gosh, Hogan onto the onset table. On a dark matter again on the onset table. And Lashley, oh my gosh, could Lashley regain the championship? Hogan immediately gets up upon realization. And Lashley just tosses him out. Lashley has climbed the ladder. Will Lashley regain his Universal title? It sure looks like it. Hogan's getting up though. Lashley is so close from regaining the title. And Hogan just in time on the frickin' table. Lashley is still up somehow though. And Lashley, no, Hogan gets out of it. Knee to the back of Lashley. And Hogan looking to place Lashley on that table. But not before a suplex. Hogan picking Lashley up. Lashley's back in this. As is Hogan. Hogan wants to place Lashley on that table. Lashley brings another table in. And Hogan counters that awesome move that Lashley looked like he was going to do. And Hogan finally has Lashley where he wants him. And Hulk Hogan going to the top rope. Oh my gosh. Hogan, oh my gosh. Hogan's like, might as well use the other table you brought in. And Lashley. Hogan counters. 1 hour, 58 minutes in this pay-per-view now. Lashley counters, continues to counter. Hogan still Hulk Hogan grabbing Lashley and smashes him through the table. Hogan, I think, has finally had his bloodlust satisfied. His bloodlust is quenched. Now Hogan's hurt bad, man. He's been put through tables and all that. Hogan just needs to grab the title, and he has, and Hulk Hogan retains. Hulk Hogan is still Universal Champion. Congratulations, Hulkster. That match was epic. Congratulations, good sir. And now, for our penultimate match of the evening, Mitch Bennett defeated Ricochet 6 nights ago on Raw to get this match to wrestle against Jackson Ryker. Jackson Ryker, his favorite wrestler of all time is Hulk Hogan, so I'm sure Jackson Ryker is very happy right now that his hero retained the Universal title. But now, as happy as he probably is, Jackson Ryker will need to focus. I say that as if Jackson Ryker is out right now. No, Jackson Ryker is coming out after Mitch Bennett, of course. But Mitch Bennett's in the ring, and we are officially 2 hours into this pay-per-view, y'all, with 2 matches remaining. Our main event, of course, being the inaugural Raw Tag Team Championship match, TLC match, tables, ladders, and chairs, as Mitch Bennett prepares to square off against Jackson Ryker. Mitch Bennett, I don't think has won a single match on pay-per-view. He fought John Cena at Evolution, lost to Otis at Survivor Series, and yeah, I think this is his 3rd pay-per-view, so could he defeat Jackson Ryker? Speaking of Jackson Ryker, as you can hear his music playing, Jackson Ryker is on his way to the ring right now to face Mitch Bennett. Man, what a growing star Jackson Ryker is becoming here in WWE. He has already main evented a pay-per-view. He literally just came, man. Like, he's already main evented a pay-per-view. Of course, he lost to Marc Sanders. But anyway, one of these pay-per-view losing streaks ends tonight. So, will Mitch Bennett finally win a match on pay-per-view? Or will Jackson Ryker defeat Mitch Bennett and get his first win on a pay-per-view? He's already main evented a pay-per-view, which is pretty amazing. Mitch Bennett right off the bat. Jackson Ryker with a counter. And Jackson Ryker punching away at Mitch Bennett. And Mitch Bennett grabbing Jackson Ryker. And Mitch Bennett hanging Jackson Ryker on the ropes and just kneeing him everywhere. Jackson Ryker's already busted open, as you can see, massaging his head. Referee starting to count. Count of 20. This guy's gonna get back in the ring. Oh my gosh, you could hear that. That freaking punch. It was like a combination of a punch and a slap from Mitch Bennett or something like that. Oh my gosh, and a Luther's press from Mitch Bennett to Jackson Ryker. I think Mitch Bennett has this in the books, y'all. And Jackson Ryker tosses Mitch Bennett in the ring. Perhaps I spoke too soon. Jackson Ryker. Mitch Bennett back to his feet though. And Mitch Bennett, but Jackson Ryker, nice Russian leg sweep to Mitch Bennett from Jackson Ryker. Our second to last match of this pay-per-view, y'all. We still have our main event to go. TLC match to determine the first ever Raw Tag Team Champions. Will that be Marc Sanders and Bishop Wilson, or will it be the undefeated Red Dragon? Red Dragon actually accompanied Jackson Ryker and actually helped him at Evolution, the pay-per-view that Jackson Ryker main evented, which is kind of a funny, coincidence to kind of think about, And Ryker, nice arm drag from Mitch Bennett. Jackson Ryker. Oh my gosh. And Mitch Bennett, Jackson Ryker striking away. And Mitch Bennett, he just can't stop. Oh my gosh. Who would have thought this of Jackson Ryker against someone as huge as Mitch Bennett taking him down with the clothesline. And Jackson Ryker picking up Mitch Bennett in a big ass headbutt. But Mitch Bennett still, oh my gosh, Uranagi from Ryker to Mitch Bennett. And Jackson Ryker, Mitch counters, but Ryker takes him down. Ryker on the middle rope now, elbow to Mitch Bennett. And another elbow. 125 minutes into this pay-per-view, y'all. Jackson Ryker, this helped him a lot at Evolution. Again, he still lost, but this did a lot of damage to Marc Sanders, and this backfires on Ryker. But Ryker back to his feet already. Mitch Bennett, though, oh no, dragging Jackson Ryker to the exposed turnbuckle. And Mitch Bennett, Jackson Ryker gets out of it. And Mitch Bennett and Ryker takes him out again. And Ryker preparing Mitch Bennett. Looking to do a massive spear. Goes for the cover. Is it over for Mitch Bennett? 2. Mitch Bennett kicks out. But Ryker, he's got one other move in his arsenal that could put down Mitch Bennett. Set up chokeslam bomb. 2, 3. Jackson Ryker wins. Finally gets his first pay-per-view victory. Congratulations, Jackson Ryker. You, like your hero Hulk Hogan, have won a match at Tables, Ladders, and Chairs 2. Congratulations, sir. And now, it is the main event of Tables, Ladders, and Chairs 2. The WWE Champion, Marc Sanders, taking a break, a well-deserved break from defending the WWE Championship on pay-per-view tonight, teaming up with his best friend, Bishop Wilson, in an attempt to become the first ever, the inaugural WWE Raw Tag Team Champions in the main event of TLC 2 Tables, Ladders, and Chairs match right here, right now. And there is Bishop Wilson alongside the WWE Champion, his best friend since the age of 5, Marc Sanders. As you can hear, the song that's playing right now is I've Seen Footage by Death Grips. This is the entrance theme song for Marc Sanders and Bishop Wilson as a tag team. Isn't that dope? I mean, I miss hearing My Goddess and About the Business already, but it's such a cool tag team theme song, man. I've seen footage by Death Grips. But which of these two in our main event become the first ever Raw Tag Team Champions? Red Dragon, in a way, have been the placeholder Raw Tag Team Champions all this time, having won this opportunity at Hell in a Cell 2, defeating Max Thompson and Kofi Kingston. And there's Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly on the left, Bobby Fish on the right. As they make their way to the ring, these two are undefeated. So, Mark Sanders and Bishop Wilson, if they were to win this match, not only would they become the inaugural Raw Tag Team Champions, but they would have ended the undefeated streak of Red Dragon as well. Of course, that doesn't answer the question if... That wouldn't answer the question if they could pin Red Dragon, you know what I mean? But the Red Dragon, they're in the ring now. Mark Sanders and Bishop Wilson wait on the outside. For this match to begin. The first ever WWE Raw Tag Team Championship match, y'all. Replacing the World Tag Team Championship. John Cena and Agent Simpson were the last ever World Tag Team Champions. One of these two teams will be the first ever Raw Tag Team Champions. Mark Sanders and Bishop right off the bat counter Red Dragon. And Mark Sanders with a neck breaker to Bobby Fish. And a beautiful running bulldog to Kyle O'Reilly. Already busting O'Reilly open. Bobby Fish now suplexing the WWE Champion. Oh my gosh, BW to Kyle O'Reilly on the chair. Already, just like that. And Sanders suplexes Bobby Fish to the outside. Kyle O'Reilly's fired up. And Sanders, look at a Falcon Arrow. O'Reilly onto the chair, but O'Reilly gets out of it. And O'Reilly, nicely done. And O'Reilly looking to make a quick victory here. Bishop Wilson, oh my gosh, raises edge to Bobby Fish on the outside. Bishop, you better get rid of Kyle O'Reilly. He's almost about to win this right off the bat. And Mark Sanders pushes them down. Sanders powerbombing O'Reilly. O'Reilly's still in this though. And Sanders is sandwiched between the two members of Red Dragon. Beautiful full Nelson suplex. And Sanders Falcon Arrow to O'Reilly and lands it this time. Mark Sanders picking up O'Reilly. And Sanders already going for a suicide dive to Kyle O'Reilly. Bishop sitting up the ladder. Sanders onto O'Reilly. The main event of TLC. Mark Sanders and Bishop Wilson have never fought Red Dragon until this match, so this is huge. And Sanders, Bobby Fish, electric chair to Bishop Wilson to get him off the frickin' ladder. Sanders, or Fish though, I almost said O'Reilly. And Sanders, counter by Fish. But Mark Sanders, quick thinking. Oh my gosh, Sanders accidentally attacked his partner Bishop. And Sanders, one-legged atomic drop and a suplex. 2 hours, 13 minutes into this pay-per-view, y'all. And Fish with a nice clothesline to Bishop Wilson. Bishop Wilson, a Royal Rumble winner, former United States champion Marc Sanders, the current WWE champion, and Sanders, oh my gosh, reverse suplex onto that ladder. And Bishop with an electric chair to O'Reilly. And Sanders taking a page out of Cena's book, I see. He sees Red Dragon, they keep trying to, and Bobby Fish low blows Bishop Wilson. Marc Sanders taking a page out of his hero's book, John Cena, who took the ladders where they could not be retrieved. Oh, well, they can be retrieved, but you'd have to go far out. You have to do that. Look at this incredible crowd shot. As I was saying, Marc Sanders, the current WWE champion, former United States champion, the first ever men's Mr. Money in the Bank, and Fish taking out a table. Sanders comes back in time. What a match, man. This is our main event. Oh my gosh! Big ass bulldog from Sanders to Fish. I agree. This is awesome. And Bishop Wilson. Drive by to Kyle O'Reilly. Marc Sanders. Oh my gosh, didn't quite. He hit the table, but only the side of it. Marc Sanders. But Fish has Sanders. Bobby Fish now. Putting Sanders through the table. Oh my gosh. Sanders not letting the WWE champion rest. Not that he wants to though. Oh my gosh. Back body drop to Sanders. Bishop Wilson dealing with O'Reilly right now. But he's looking to save his best friend. And Marc Sanders. Nice. To Kyle O'Reilly. And Sanders taking the ladder out. I guess another ladder was brought in, unbeknownst to us. And Sanders looking to do the same thing to that ladder that he did to the first one. Bishop with a drive-by kick, this time to Bobby Fish. I agree. WWE Universe, the fans, I agree that this is awesome. O'Reilly going after Sanders, who greets him with a big-ass running bulldog. And Sanders, though, elbow to O'Reilly. Bishop, though, confusing Marc Sanders. Bishop's grabbing the ladder. Sanders tried to get out of Red Dragon's reach. And Sanders a running bulldog to Bobby Fish as well. And Sanders. Oh my gosh, a Japanese arm drag to Sanders from Fish. And Bishop Wilson looking to become, with Marc Sanders, the first ever Raw Tag Team Champions. And Bishop Wilson, he knows Red Dragon are on their way. He stands on the top and dives onto O'Reilly. Did you see the thing that his neck, his rope grabbed Bishop's neck? Bishop Wilson making sure the ladder is out of Red Dragon's reach. Oh my gosh, Bobby Fish was going after Bishop, going after Marc, but kicks Bishop instead. And Bishop, nice belly to belly to O'Reilly. Bishop telling O'Reilly to suck it. And Sanders with the chair to O'Reilly just... Oh my gosh, Bishop attempted the BW. But Sanders, oh my gosh, the Sanders and the chair into Sanders' face. Full Nelson suplex to the WWE Champion. Bishop lands on the ladder on the outside. Sanders with a nice dragon screw to O'Reilly, who counters Sanders. Marc Sanders again sandwiched between Red Dragon. But Sanders holding his own quite good. And Marc Sanders Irish whipping Fish to the outside. And Bishop again making sure the ladder's out of reach of Red Dragon. Bishop gonna try and beat O'Reilly on the ladder. And Bishop on the ladder. And Bishop puts the ladder back in there. Bishop picking O'Reilly up. Bishop's legs give out. I think he was trying to powerbomb O'Reilly onto the ladder. And now Red Dragon have this match in control right now. Just like that, man. And Bishop Wilson making a comeback. Shoulder block, but Fish, oh my gosh. Arm drag onto the ladder. O'Reilly super kicks Marc Sanders and Bobby Fish by accident at the same time. And O'Reilly punching out the WWE Champion. We are 2 hours, 20 minutes into this pay-per-view. This is a lot shorter than our pay-per-views usually are. But it was welcome tonight. You can see the blood streaming down O'Reilly's face now. Marc Sanders, I think, calls that. And Bishop back suplexing O'Reilly into that ladder. Oh my gosh, Sanders. You see Sanders' head freaking on the freaking thing? On the post. Now Bishop, I think he's trying to BW, super BW, and already bleeding Kyle O'Reilly onto their ladder. 2 hours, 21 minutes into this pay-per-view. Bishop Wilson, Bobby Fish has no choice but to just watch. Oh my gosh, Bishop just hurt himself. I don't think the ladder got on O'Reilly at all. And Fish, Irish whip on a Japanese arm drag to Bishop. The Bishop's already back in this strong. Marc Sanders. Oh my gosh. Sanders with the chair now. Going after O'Reilly, it seems. And Marc Sanders. Oh, O'Reilly takes out Sanders with the ladder. Bishop was focused on Bobby Fish, but sees that O'Reilly's trying to get to the titles. 2 hours, 22 minutes into this pay-per-view now. Bobby Fish tosses Bishop Wilson to the outside. Marc Sanders once again sandwiched in between both members of Red Dragon. But Sanders, oh my gosh. Bobby Fish. Sanders landing, oh my, on that ladder pretty badly too. But Sanders is still doing everything to hold his own. Spear to O'Reilly. Oh my gosh. DDT to Bishop from Fish. Sanders clothesline onto the ladder, but gets back up immediately. Kick to Bishop, but Bishop's still up. BW to Fish. Remember, for the first to become the first ever Raw Tag Team Champions, which of these two teams will win? 2 hours, 23 minutes into this pay-per-view. Bishop counters their reverse suplex into a suplex of his own onto the ladder. And Bishop going after O'Reilly now. Oh my gosh, attacks him with the chair. But O'Reilly, Fish and Sanders. Fish with a neck breaker. Sanders on the edge of that ladder. O'Reilly's getting up. Bishop does not like that. Oh my gosh, taking down O'Reilly on the outside. And Bishop looking to take out Bobby Fish. Michinoku driver onto the ladder. I think it was onto the ladder. I didn't hear any ladder thing, but it looked like it was on the ladder. Now Bishop has O'Reilly where he wanted him all along. Blood streaming down O'Reilly's face. Bishop puts O'Reilly through the barricade with blood streaming down his head. I agree. WWE Universe, this is awesome. Sanders taking out O'Reilly with the chair, as if enough damage hasn't already been done. Bishop Wilson has Fish in a powerbomb position. Power bombs him onto the ladder. Sanders getting rid of Fish now. Bishop. O'Reilly still standing, but Bishop doesn't like that. BW again to O'Reilly. And Bishop again just wants to make sure that ladder's not in the hands of any of Red Dragon's members. Sanders with a beautiful back suplex to Fish on the outside. And Sanders takes out Fish with the ladder and does this. Oh, I thought he was trying to do the same. Bishop takes out Fish again and O'Reilly. Oh my gosh, he accidentally took out his friend Marc Sanders. Fish in the ring now. Bishop is going after him. Bishop rolling through. 2 hours, 26 minutes into this pay-per-view. That's the runtime of the film Goodfellas, I think. And Fish counters Bishop. Bishop getting Fish out of there. And Bishop takes down Fish. And Bishop, that announce table is exposed. Bishop, Bobby Fish, went on the announce table. Bishop Wilson, BW to Bobby Fish through the table. Marc Sanders has the titles. Bishop looking to get rid of Kyle O'Reilly. And Marc Sanders has grabbed the titles. Marc Sanders, the WWE champion, and his best friend Bishop Wilson are the first ever WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, everybody. Oh my gosh. Thank you all for watching Tables, Ladders, and Chairs 2, y'all. Say hello to your first ever WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. Last World Tag Champions, Cena and Agent Simpson. First Raw, Bishop and Marc Sanders. Thank y'all for watching TLC 2, y'all. 2 hours, 28 minutes long this pay-per-view was. Good night.